What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, your home for the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and I just want to do a quick video chatting about umpire checks. We know the 60 substance thing has become an issue around the league. We know that this is the number one talking point in the baseball media right now. And on Tuesday night, things kind of exploded to some degree because some of the pitchers that were asked to participate in these checks, to hand over their glove, hand over their hat, check their belts, etc., kind of went a little overboard. And that's what I want to talk about. I don't know, this doesn't feel to me like a hot take, and yet when I check my Twitter, it doesn't feel like this is the most popular opinion out there. But I don't understand why Major League Baseball players, why pitchers are throwing temper tantrums, and it feels like people in the media, people online, are all giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying, oh, look how ridiculous it is, they're checking. I love Clayton Kershaw's response on Tuesday night when he was asked about it. Quote, "They're just doing their job. They were told what to do. I think it's a little weird and a kind of a funny look in general. I guess that's what they want, so we'll do it." To me, this is the attitude. This is the approach that I wish more baseball players would have in the context of doing these checks. We know the backstory, right? Sticky substances have been banned. The rule that Major League Baseball is now enforcing has been in existence for a long time. They just haven't been enforcing it. And so baseball players, by and large, have been taking advantage of that. If you want to call that cheating, you can. To me, that feels like the definition of cheating. But it's beside the point. Major League Baseball, the reason they didn't have to negotiate with the Players Association is because they are now enforcing a rule that has always been in existence. This was not added. This was collectively bargained. And so, to me, pitchers that are throwing a temper tantrum for having to be checked, when the reality is everyone knows that 70+% of Major League Baseball players were using some sort of illegal substance, to me, it's like you are having to undergo these checks because of decisions that you and your fellow pitchers have made. So the perfect example last night was Max Scherzer, okay? Max Scherzer absolutely threw a temper tantrum when he had to get checked. He had an annoyed look on his face. He's throwing his hands out. He's throwing his glove, etc., just looking uber annoyed when all you have to do is just be a professional here. Just let them do their job. Let them check your equipment and move on. Instead, he makes a big deal out of it. And the ironic part is you have to imagine that Joe Girardi, the Phillies manager, saw how annoyed he was with it and decided, hey, I want to get under his skin. I want to get a little bit of an advantage. And so then he starts asking the umpires to do additional checks on Scherzer. Obviously, this infuriated Scherzer. Scherzer was mad. Girardi, I believe, ends up getting ejected from that game. And I'm not defending what Girardi did, but it's just ironic to me that Scherzer throws a temper tantrum and then the Phillies manager decides to press on that a little bit. So if Scherzer just acted like Kershaw, acted like DeGrom, acted like these other guys who just are professional about it, hand over the glove, hand over the hat, it's done in 30 seconds, and you move on, then none of this happens. And so my hope is that all of this normalizes over the coming days and weeks, that it doesn't become that big of a deal. This is just going to become part of the normal routine. We're going to see guys stop using stuff they're not allowed to use, and I think things are going to improve. I will say this, Sergio Romo, I don't know how everything I said is probably going to be contradicted by this. I thought what Romo did was hilarious. He wasn't necessarily throwing a temper tantrum. It almost felt like a joke to me. If you haven't seen it, he basically pulls his pants halfway down around his knees to say, hey, go ahead, check whatever you want. If he did it with a smile on his face, then that's funny to me. But the rest of this stuff, I don't like the temper tantrums. I don't like the whining. I don't like the complaining. I like Kershaw's attitude. They're doing their job. They're doing what they're told to do. If that's what they want to do, then we'll do it. So what do you think? This feels like a hot take. Again, it feels like I'm in the minority on this. It feels like people are up in arms that this is like a human rights violation to have them searched on the field. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, subscribe right here, Dodger Blue 1958. Click the notification bell if you can. Check out Dodger Blue 1958 everywhere on social media, DodgerBlue.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Spiegel. As always, we appreciate you joining us. Dodgers big game against the Padres, trying to avoid a sweep tonight. So hopefully they can get that one done.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.